Today's lesson will be on adding and subtracting decimals. Make sure you are writing down all these examples and taking notes of important information that I say. And also make sure to fill out the form below when you are finished. Sometimes when you are adding and subtracting, multiplying, dividing, estimating just isn't good enough and you need to find an exact answer. For instance, let's say that you're in a marching band or you're running a marching band and you have 6.5 minutes to perform at a football game. Do you have enough time to play two songs, America the Beautiful and Yankee Doodle Dandy? So let's say we have the songs here. This is the name of this song. We got 76 trombones and it would take 3.12 minutes to play the whole song. Stars and Stripes Forever takes 3.52 minutes. Born in the USA takes 4 minutes not 65 seconds, but 4.65 minutes. America the Beautiful takes 3.63 minutes. Yankee Doodle Dandy takes 2.5 minutes. And what's the name of that song? The Star Spangled Banner takes 4.5 minutes. So the question here, do you have enough time in 6.5 minutes or 6.5 minutes to play America the Beautiful and Yankee Doodle Dandy? So you can't just estimate that because you need to be sure, because you're going to be on TV and you want to make sure you can fit in the whole song before they kick you off the field for the football game. So when you're adding these, you got to make sure that all the place values are being added to the correct place values in the other number. So make sure you line up the decimal first. That's the number one thing you do whenever adding or subtracting decimals. Any time there's an empty spot, put a, whoops, that looks a little weird. Anytime there's an empty space in the problem, put a 0 there, because that means there was nothing there. And now we start adding. So 3 plus 0 is 3, 6 plus 5 is 11, carrying the 1. The decimal goes right down into the answer. It stays right lined up in the same spot. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. So to play those two songs, it'll take 6.13 minutes, which is plenty of time to fit it into the 6.5 minute time slot. Next question is, how long would it take the same band to play Stars and Stripes Forever and the Star Spangled Banner? So now we have Stars and Stripes Forever and the Star Spangled Banner. So how long will it take the band to play those two? We have 3.52 minutes and 4.5 minutes. Try that one on your own. Pause, then unpause and see if you got it right. So again, we're going to put that 0 there. 2 plus 0 is 2. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry that 1. That decimal goes right down into the answer. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it takes 8 minutes, or 8.02 minutes. Keep in mind, we're not going to talk about this today, but 0.02, that doesn't mean 2 seconds, because our decimal system works on the base 10 system, but our time system does not. So you can look up on the internet and figure out what our time system is based on and get back to me on that. Number 3, we have some subtraction. Let's give this one a shot. So we have 89.9. Again, we're going to line up the decimals, so 46.78. Let's pause again if you think you know how to do this. I'm going to put a 0 here. Now I'm going to have to borrow, so we can't take away 8 from 0, so we're going to borrow from over here. Put an 8 there. 10 minus 8 is 2. 8 minus 7 is 1. The decimal, just like addition, goes right down to the answer. 9 minus 6 is 3, and 8 minus 4 is 4, 43.12. Now, when I look at number 4, although this is the last one I'm going to do for this video, this is actually the first way I always think about adding and subtracting decimals. I always will look for compatible numbers first, because the associative property of addition tells us that if all you're doing is adding, if you're just adding with every operation, and you have more than two numbers, you can do these in any order you want. Well, when I look at this, I know that 0.7 and 1.3, when you add those together, you're going to get a whole number of 2. And so that's something I can do in my head. And what's nice about that is once I have 2, adding to 12.5 is very simple. 12.5 plus 2 is just 14.5. Or 12 plus 2 is 14, and then you have that 0.5. So I'm always looking for ways to do things mentally first, and then if there is none, then I go onto the pencil and paper. So although I'm doing this problem 4 on the video, on paper, and writing everything down, this is actually one that I would do in my head if I weren't showing you the lesson here. So make sure that you're always looking for a quicker way to do things if possible, and see if you can do something mentally, and if not, then go to the old fallback plan of just doing it on paper.